Those are WGNS Good Neighbor events.
There is no safer place in the storm. Talk Radio WGNS Murfreesboro, FM 100.5, 101.9, AM 1450, TV 11. Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSradio.com.
Our show powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. MTE serves members with more than just electricity. Their community outreach teams work with schools, parents, and students to provide engaging and unique learning experiences. MTE, serving to make life better since 1936. Yeah, that means it's time to find out what's going on with Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation and the Big Kahuna. Nate Williams joins us this morning. How are you, sir?
Is that a compliment, Brian? I'm not sure.
Yeah, or Kuna Matata, or I don't know, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, something like that. Hey, I'm imploring your listeners today to get outside at some point today. It is absolutely beautiful. So go out on the Greenway, get into a park, or just get outside, because I'm standing outside my office right now talking to you and just taking in how gorgeous it is out there.
Yeah, I'm wishing you didn't have to talk to me so you could actually get out and enjoy it, right?
Well, no, I enjoy this. This is part of my job, but I'm very thankful that I'm able to stand looking at Barfield Crescent Park outside of my office for a second and have the conversation. Are you broadcasting outside, or are you in the studio?
You know, I'm not, but we have two windows in our entire building, and one of them happens to be in the studio, so I'm over, looking out over Broad Street out there, so... it's beautiful out there, and we've got so many greenway trails that folks can get out and enjoy, and maybe make it a practice for your lunch break. Go out and take a little 30-minute walk.
And there's so much connectivity. If you're downtown, you can hop on the Greenway at Cannonsburg, or there's so many other places. You can go to Old Fort Park. There's a lot of places that you can just go and kind of escape for just a second. Yesterday, my family and I, after church, we decided to go hike a little bit. So we went to Barfield, and I drove into the park, and it was absolutely packed with people doing every single type of recreational activity you could think of. You had people with hammocks, you had people playing kickball, there was volleyball going on, a baseball tournament, people playing disc golf and hiking, and it just made me just some realization how thankful I am that I get to, this is my job, this is what we get to do, but also thankful that Murfreesboro has just a robust park system. Not many municipalities have 300 acres of backcountry area like Barfield, and we're just fortunate to have that in Murfreesboro.
Yeah, most definitely. Now, so I guess those in the hammocks were just enjoying the sunshine and the quietness over there?
Yeah, so we got several established trees that are set up in the shade, and people can take those and set them up. What my family likes to do, we pack in some of those hammocks in a backpack, and we go back to like the Red Trail, the Valley View Trail, and then put up hammocks next to the water and hang out for a little bit and have a snack. So we have those at the Wilderness Station too for rent. If anybody ever wants to try that out, just pop in and we can show them what it's all about.
So let me ask you this question, since you were talking about hiking. You think of the Greenway trails, and those are nice, wide. Some folks bike, walking, but do you actually have hiking trails as well? Because that maybe is for someone of a more experienced level, or maybe not experienced. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me more about that.
Yeah, no. So we have hiking trails for everybody. I would say you don't need much experience, to get out on our trails. We've got the Rocky Path Trail. We've got some other ones that are a little bit more, require a little bit more exertion, but it's not bad. Don't let those intimidate you. Just have a good pair of shoes and have some water, and you're good to go. I think we've got some good trail signage. But, my family, we hike quite a bit. My wife and I have done some pretty aggressive hiking, and after our hike yesterday, my wife said, hey, I forget how awesome this is. This compares to a lot of the fun stuff we do. And it's just right in our backyard.
Yeah, and so I guess those types of hiking trails, is that mainly in the Barfield Crescent Park?
Yeah, that's really our hub for that type of hiking trail.
Yeah.
But we also have paved trails that go back to River Overlook if somebody wants to stay in a paved area, and Barfield Park connects to the Greenway now. So, it's just a wide variety of things. There's no excuses not to get out and just enjoy it. Like you said, for hiking, we have a lot of introductory classes for hiking and getting into mountain biking and stuff like that. People can check all those out at murfreesboroparks.com.
MurfreesboroParks.com. We're talking with Nate Williams with Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation. You mentioned 300 acres and hopefully growing as we look into the future, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're constantly looking at areas where we can improve and add more parks to our park system. We're in the process right now of selecting a design firm. We've already selected, actually, a design firm for really starting to plan out our West Park on Veterans Parkway. So we're excited about that, and we've been tasked with getting that really moving as quickly as possible, and be engaging really soon with that.
What will that West Park, I mean, I know you can't say exactly what it's going to look like, but what are some of the amenities that are planned for that West Park out there?
It's 160 acres out there, so there's a lot of room. We don't have to pack everything in. One of the things we stay away from is when we have a new development, trying to put everything that we're lacking and need more of the park system in one spot. So it's not going to be just a multitude of things. But I think what people can expect, very early on in the design process, maybe, pavilions, playground, some walking trails, and amenities like that.
Okay, and I'm sure as we get closer, there's going to be, at some point you'll have a design, so maybe we'll find out from you what that looks like. And
absolutely.
As we continue to grow, though, I mean, do you have, a 10-year, 15, 20-year plan or some things that you would like to do? Because that's the thing with land. Once it's gone, or there are homes on it or whatnot, it's hard to acquire. And we're not making any more, right?
Not making any more land. And this is what I feel fortunate, as far as just the understanding what our council and our administration believes in is preservation. They understand the importance of that. We just added 73 acres onto Barfield Crescent Park, making it about 473 acres. So, just adding property that we can preserve for not just us and our kids and our grandkids, but hopefully generations in Murfreesboro to enjoy. And then when people look back at this time of just really significant growth in Murfreesboro, hopefully at that time they're very thankful for the foresight of the council and the administration that's been doing this for, over a decade now. Our council's previously had the same understanding of the benefit. So hopefully they'll appreciate that in the distant future.
Nate Williams with us with Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation. And, I've noticed that people in Murfreesboro and Rutherford County have habits now. And, we're to the point where we're so large, it kind of reminds me of Nashville back in the day. You had Antioch and you had Madison. Well, in Murfreesboro, you've got Siegel, you've got Blackman, and these communities, and people really do life in those micro communities, if you will. And so I guess you have to think along those lines too when planning opportunities for folks. Absolutely.
We take a map and look at Murfreesboro, and we can draw circles around our parks, so we don't want those circles overlapping too much, but what's fun is when you look at it, and what I'm proud of is how we connect. The Greenway is really kind of the tapestry that puts it all together, we don't want two big parks right next to each other. And I think what we're looking at on the Veterans Parkway property is a great area for another park, and everything that's to come in the future.
Yeah, that is easily the fastest growing part of our city, wouldn't you say?
I think Murfreesboro, the Blackman area has been notoriously growing rapidly, but I think in Murfreesboro across the board, it's hard to delineate which area might be growing faster because everywhere is just developing and redeveloping and growing. So our development services team at the city does a great job really trying to stay on the front end of that and making sure development's done responsibly in a way that we can do, have sustainable growth in Murfreesboro.
Yeah, just ask anybody driving on Memorial out in the Siegel area, and we're definitely seeing it out that way too. And
absolutely,
it's just blowing up and all. So, tell me about. I know last time we talked, the new indoor soccer complex was just recently opened up. Have you had some events out there yet?
Absolutely, it stays pretty busy every day, and we have all kinds of stuff going on, and it's something that if people haven't seen yet, drop in and just see what that thing looks like. And more to come on some of the different types of stuff. We're getting our schedule in place for that building, and we're really excited about that. Hey, one thing I did want to mention while I was on my mind, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
We're hosting the Special Olympics on May 8th and 9th over at MTSU, Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation. we've taken that over completely. So our staff put on that event, and it is a great opportunity for if anybody has any interest in really coming out and helping us cheer on our athletes. It's all of our Rutherford County schools that come out. It is a great event, and I promise it will bless your heart going and cheering on some awesome athletes here in Rutherford County on May 8th and 9th at MTSU.
So that's a week from today, actually.
Yeah.
So it's at MTSU?
At MTSU, the track field, the track and soccer stadium. So people have asked how they can volunteer. And, our staff, we cover that completely. We use pretty much everybody on our leadership team is out there. And then our whole team, it takes about 50 of us to put it on. But people have asked if they can volunteer. And the thing that we would really like is just that those stands just full of people cheering on our athletes would be an awesome thing.
Yeah. So I just guess you show up. Is there a schedule or something of that nature out?
That can be found on murfreesboroparks.com. I don't have it right in front of me about the time, but it can be found on our website. And like I said, you don't have to register or anything like that, but I think it's just such a great experience for those athletes. It's really a unique experience that they look forward to, and especially being cheered on consistently throughout the day is something that we want to provide them.
Yeah, and if you've never been, I can kind of give you an idea of where it is. If you know where the Murphy Center and the football stadium is on the MTSU campus in that Greenland Drive parking lot, go to the other end of the Greenland Drive parking lot and you'll see the outdoor track and field and soccer stadium right there, the Dean Hayes facility. So easy to find and lots of good parking over there. So that'll be a fun event. And Nate, I drove by. One of my guilty pleasures is Andy's frozen custard over there by Sportscom, and went out late to enjoy that. And, every light at Starplex was on and fields at McKnight. I mean, it's that time of the year for baseball, softball, and all the like.
It's that time of year. We've got everything going on. It's fun. Our parks are consistently populated with all kinds of activities, but this is a fun time of year where you get to see families and individuals out watching softball and baseball at our complexes. And I just can't say enough how great our guys do. Really maintaining those fields, and our playing surfaces are really unique, and we're able to, create spaces that people want to come. And, we can host these tournaments, but we can also really sustain large youth and adult leagues as well.
And before the next time we have the opportunity to talk, speaking of large events, Spring Fling will be here in less than a month now.
It is, yes. So Spring Fling is coming up. I think Murfreesboro has really gotten accustomed to us hosting those 5 events. Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation hosts 3 of those. We do soccer, softball, and tennis at Siegel, and then at Old Fort Park tennis. And then, it's just something we're looking forward to. Spring Fling has a huge economic impact in Murfreesboro. We have thousands of people visiting. Our restaurants are full, our hotels are full, and that really benefits the city in a lot of unique ways.
Well, Nate, as always, I appreciate you spending some time. I hope you didn't get a sunburn from standing out so long.
Now, I might have to stand out here a few more minutes. Hey, what about this? Next time we do this interview, maybe we should do it remote, live on the trails at Barfield on a hike.
We'll have to make sure I get there in plenty of time so I have enough air to talk,
Okay. Hey, man, I really appreciate you guys always letting us reach out to your listeners and coming on the show.
Appreciate you, man, as always, and we'll talk here soon.
All right. See you, pal.
All right. That is Nate Williams joining us with Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation. And just a reminder, if you missed any part of the conversation here, be sure to check it out at WGNSradio.com. Just look under podcast and search for Rutherford Issues, or wherever you listen to audio, you can find it right there.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab